are always midway on the path. And that midway is always different for us and always different for everybody. I had an experience recently that helped me to see myself and see other people better in that always midway in our journey, always in a progress, always learning, growing, and wherever we are at that moment is perfect. And when you look back, you can't judge yourself based on what you know now, because that just doesn't make any sense. You don't look at yourself as a baby and go, oh my God, I got food all over my face. That is so humiliating. And the same is true with so many things. You make so many choices. I mean, I remember I can remember saying things as a kid that were so homophobic, so racist, so misogynistic. But at the time, I didn't know any better. I mean, I didn't even know really what I was saying and what the effect of that was. But it was just part of the environment I was in. You know, if I said those now, with what I know now, that would be disrespectful, for sure. But that was then, this is now. I was exactly where I was supposed to be on the path then. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be on the path now. The other day, I was with my family at the tide pools. So we were down at the tide pools and we saw people like picking up these starfish and like, oh, check them out, and like carrying them around and with buckets of things, you know. And I mean, I don't know what they were carrying in the buckets. Hopefully not too much besides shells. As my brother was getting kind of worked up watching the people do this stuff, and we kind of had to be like, whoa, you know what? I used to be much more disrespectful of the environment. I can remember, you know, pulling up things, pushing up things, poking on things, and to be totally honest, I still put my finger in sea anemones. You know, arrest me if you have to, but I cannot stop putting my finger in sea anemones. And if you've never done that, oh, it's, you know, it's like a sea flower. You put your finger in it and it goes blue. It's a special moment between you and sea anemone. Anyway, as we were talking about that, now, of course, yeah, we used to not be so aware of the impact of our actions, and therefore we can't be judgmental of other people that don't have that awareness at this point where they are in their journey. And it reminded me of a hugely influential experience for me. I've been going to see Jacob Glass give lectures for a number of years, and he begins every lecture with a meditation. So it's not uncommon for people to arrive late after the meditation has started. And it used to be so angering for me when I would sit down and I'd be in the middle of meditation and people would seat themselves and kind of, you know, like bump by me and try to take a seat and just, or you know, make a noise as they were entering the room. You know, they're late and yet they're disrupting this experience. And I would get so angry at them, like, come on, I mean, I have a hard enough time meditating, and you're going to make it that much harder by, you know, bumping me on the knee as you're taking a seat and rustling and, you know, making me very aware of where I am and where I'm trying to clear my mind. And I was like, And for months I would have this anger every time I would go and people would do this. And then I had this recollection of an experience that I had a decade earlier. When I was in college, I went on a tour through a school project thing, and where we toured several countries. One of the countries was Japan, and I stayed in a meditation dojo in Tokyo. An amazing experience. You know, I was 19 years old, 20 years old, something like that. And one day, when I returned from sightseeing, I was going up the stairs with my friend and I were staying there. We were joking and laughing as we trudged up the stairs, went up to our rooms that they had for us that we could stay in for free as long as we meditated, you know, twice a day as part of their regimen. And so we go into a room, and a few minutes later, one of the teachers there came and saw us and was like, explained to us that they were in the middle of a meditation when we trudged up the stairs and it's so loud. And could we be more conscious of when the scheduled meditation times are, and try to not be so loud. And I was so ashamed. I was so ashamed that I had disrupted them and that I had been, inconsiderate. And I think I carried that shame and that, kind of like a little bit of self-hatred for a long time. And a decade later, as I was thinking about it, I was like, I didn't know any better at the time. And it was explained to me without any sort of anger. And once it was explained to me, I never made the same mistake again. And so, as I replayed it in my head, I was like, I forgive myself. I forgive myself for that bothersome thing I did to these people. And as soon as I forgave myself, I suddenly had no anger towards the people that were disrupting the meditations. I suddenly understood that just as I am where I am on my path, and years from now could look back and be like, oh, silly man talking into a camera or whatever, that at that moment I did the best I could. And at this moment I do the best I could. And at that moment I'll do the best I could. And that is true for all of us. And once I understood that, suddenly everyone's actions becomes more tolerable. As long as you can remember that. That's the hard part. Keeping yourself in that awareness that we're all doing the best we can at that moment. And then we can forgive, and we can try to understand, and we can try to be the most compassionate people we can from where we are on our path.